once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and today we have something a little bit different. This is what you might recognize if you've been to any kind of big or small Comic-Con. This is what they are calling a mystery box. Now, what is a mystery box? Well, if you haven't been to a Comic-Con recently, there have been groups, companies, businesses that have been opening up essentially taking the idea of a subscription box where you might spend a monthly fee and have some themed items that you don't know what it's going to be sent to you. For example, the Funko Pop Smuggler's Bounty. Although most of them were themed, and they were themed the same way for everybody who ordered one, so with a little bit of research you could know what was coming in the mail and what you would be getting each month. But there have been other ones like Loot Crate and things of that nature that have been a little bit more guessing. Another one, Mickey Monthly, is a Disney themed one. You don't know exactly what you're getting, you just know maybe a general theme. Well, I've noticed in attending several Comic-Cons over the last few years that there have been some companies that have started doing themed mystery boxes that they would just sell at the events. They just have them all stacked up, and you would just purchase one of them and see what you would get. There's usually a value to the box, and it's usually a little more than what you're paying, so you feel like you're getting a bit of a deal. I've noticed several years ago there was just kind of like general ones. I know I started noticing Doctor Who ones. We were at a convention that was more themed to Doctor Who, so there was a few extra that looked like the TARDIS box. And we actually purchased one of them for my daughter, and it was really fun. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, okay? Well, just today, I was at an event called Heroes and Villains Fan Fest in this state, New Jersey. And this is just like one of these very various types of, entertainment-themed pop culture conferences that go all over the country. And they had a Star Wars themed one. They had many different theme ones. They had gaming, they had Walking Dead, they had any different superhero, comic book. They even had, I am not kidding, they had a Golden Girls mystery box. It was amazing what they had. So I thought, well, what a great item to feature on Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Okay, so if you're interested in seeing one of these, again, if you go to any big or small Comic-Con, I would imagine that you're going to find at least one vendor that has this type of sale going on. Now, there's a bit of a risk. You don't know what you're getting, okay? The most you can hope for is you see somebody else buy one and watch them open it, and then you get maybe an idea of what you're getting, but it's still not by any means a definitive. You don't know what you're getting. You might have everything that's in here, so it is a risk. But I decided to take the risk because I think it's really cool. Now, you could argue that, right out of the gate, it's kind of cool. You have this nice box. It is just a cardboard fold-up box, but it is of a decent medium size. So, can obviously use it for storage of other items. You never know. Or you can just fold it up and store it, or you can just throw it out. But, because obviously the stuff that's on the inside is really what is in the value. So, let's take a look at this and see. I'm actually going to get my little thing here to kind of help poke it out. Alright, open this. Okay, wow. Well, let's see. Out of the gate, what do we have here? Okay, we have a Millennium Falcon head pillow. This is cool. Alright, and I'm not quite sure. Oh, it has a little, this is obviously Millennium Falcon. It looks like it is specifically, I think, a Rogue One theme. I know the Millennium Falcon was not in Rogue One, but I mean this was probably released at some point during the Rogue One period, which I guess is about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. It does come with a little string, so you can actually hang it, which I might actually consider doing. Maybe I'll even hang it up over here somewhere. So that's kind of cute, or you can just rest on your head and have a nice little pillow. All right, so awesome on that. Okay, let's put that on the front there. And what else we got? Ooh. Speaking of Rogue One, we have a really cool Rogue One mug. It's got Vader on it. All right, a pretty cool item there. Okay. Obviously, the Darth Vader scene at the very end of Rogue One was a shocker and an amazing thing to see. So that is cool. Let's put that right here. I will take it out of this eventually. Oh, another plush. We have Rey, a kind of deformed head Rey. With it from, looks like from this is from The Force Awakens. I don't know if it still works. Said something. Oh, what's your hurry, thief?
The droid is not safe. No! What's your hurry?
Cute. All right, I like it. Not a big fan of the I talk sticker, like right in the middle, but well, maybe we'll get rid of that. Let's put her right there. All right, some cool stuff. What else we got? Oh, we have a Disney pin. Oh, this is nice. I'll get some close-up shots of all this when we're done. This is a Star Wars 40th anniversary pin. So, really cool there. All right, nice. And it's just basically, it's the 40th anniversary. It's like a silver, all silver, with the Luke and Leia. You know, Luke up like this and Leia down at the side. 40th anniversary, so that's pretty cool. All right, nice. And we have, oh, cool. Well, this is neat. This looks like it's a convention exclusive. Okay, so these are, what I like about these is that they have, you can see in the art, it's a pin. You know, you probably can get one of them at the convention. Now look, there are convention exclusives for Star Wars in every convention, but the Star Wars conventions themselves, every booth seems to have one, so I wouldn't call this a real rare item, but it has a really nice look to it, especially with the racing stripe, vintage carded looking packaging. So this is one I'd probably keep in the package. So that's cool. All right, what else we got here? We got, all right, just a Rebel Alliance emblem key ring. Neat. All right, and apparently it's a BB-8 oven mitt. BB-8 oven mitt. Really cool stuff. All right. Nice, that's kind of cute. Oh. And lastly, a book. Oh, this is kind of fun. It's Star Wars Rebel Journal by Ezra Bridger. So it's an actual journal. From here. That is meant to be written by Ezra Bridger. Okay, including some doodles and stuff. And it looks like on the back it has some blank pages that you can actually do some of your own drawing. Alright, so overall, I would have to say, I'm going to say this. You know, as I mentioned, being a Star Wars collector, okay, one, you know, can be a little weary about having a subscription box and you don't know what's in it, because being a collector, you can find yourself essentially having all the stuff that you've already got. I am happy to say that in as far as this collection goes, there's not a single item here that I have. So that is amazing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 individual items, and I have not previously purchased any of them. Now, part of that is not shocking because, you know, most of my collecting tends to stick more towards figures or, you know, the sideshow collectibles, more high-end. So it's very unlikely that you're going to see a subscription box with stuff like that in it. Okay, but, you know, the little knickknacks and things of that nature is a kind of a fun thing. And, you know, as far as other things to collect, I mean, you know, Comic-Cons are great. They have huge vendors, areas. And this was a small event, too. It wasn't a very big space, but it still had a lot of vendors in it. But the thing is that a lot of these vendors are artists, and I have nothing against what they do. In fact, I'm very interested in some of the more three-dimensional art, now that we have 3D printing and things of that nature, that people are creating some pretty cool things on a three-dimensional level that I can put on display with my figures. So things that come up like that, people that have creative ways to display figures, I'm always into looking for things like that. As far as collecting actual figures, you know, there's always a chance I would do that, but I will say that, you know, the market for Star Wars figures and the secondary market is so out of whack. I mean, it's just crazy. I have to be honest. I did not see any 3 3/4 inch figures in this convention today. Nothing. A lot of Black Series. Saw a ton of Black Series, not just for Star Wars, but like Marvel, Legends, and all these other different things. DC Universe, the works, but not a lot of 3 3/4 inch figures. There just wasn't a lot there. So I don't know whether the market just isn't there for them anymore, or maybe this because it was so small, there just wasn't a lot of people in that situation. Who knows? But even when they are there, you know, it's hard. It's hard to keep up. I think a lot of people might clear out all the highly sought after figures that vendors have early on in the convention. So that's not really there. So, you know, for me, from a collecting standpoint, going to cons, especially smaller cons that aren't really Star Wars themed, really, unless you run into something like this, you're you know, or you really love an individual's fan art, you know, you're not going to come across too many things. But so the subscription box, I keep saying that, the mystery box, excuse me, the mystery box, a cool idea, a great way, and you know, from a salesperson's perspective, I can't honestly tell you I would have gone out and purchased any one of these things. Although I will say, the oven mitt, I know it sounds weird, but I love weird tchotchke kind of items like this. The oven mitt, I probably would have purchased that if I'd seen it, and the mug, because I love mugs and I'm drinking coffee all the time, so mugs are good. But well, you know, ultimately, I think it's a really cool thing, and I highly recommend if you're at a convention, look for the places that sell mystery boxes. Take a chance on it. The prices are they're varied. Some I've seen them as low as $25, and I've seen them as high as $150. And obviously, for $150, you're probably going to get at least either a lot more in the box or a lot more very valuable stuff, you know, in that box. You know, less than, so just be aware of that. If you're getting a $20 to $25 box and they say it's got 8 or 9 items in it, imagine you're going to get more little things like keychains and stuff like that. Whereas if it's in the middle of the range, you might get some bigger stuff, some smaller stuff. There you go. But that'll do it for this episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. Let people know about this channel. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba. Also check me out on Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook. Email me or leave comments if you have any questions or thoughts. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you.
Oh no, the droid is not for sale.
Remember that.